Mission Ferrari finally opened.
Hell yeah.
I know, this is absolutely crazy. It's been a whole ass 9 years since announcements. 9 years! That's absolutely crazy. I don't think there's any other coaster that has been delayed for this long. Ferrari World is really putting SeaWorld to shame in this category. Come on, I expected better from you, SeaWorld. Delay all your 2023 editions right now. No balls. Anyways, with the opening of the first ever Dynamic Attractions SFX coaster, I want to talk about this and just the whole model and genre in general. Intamin is also basically making SFX coasters as well, because that's literally what Escape from Gringotts is. So we're going to take a deep dive into this coaster type and explain why it's the future of dark rides. Now we all know dark rides are for the privileged, at least these types of dark rides. I'm saying it right here, Six Flags can definitely not afford these, Cedar Fair doesn't want to bother with these, and SeaWorld has absolutely failed in their previous 2 attempts at dark rides, so you won't see anything from them. Did you know they blew $40 million on that stupid penguin dark ride? Like, come on man, they could have bought 4 Raptor clones and put them all next to each other instead, and that still would be a better investment. Yeah, I question SeaWorld's investing decisions sometimes. They should definitely hire me as CEO. I would turn the company right back around into the grave. So we know that none of the bigger chains can afford SFX coasters, so who can? Well, the big daddies of the industry. So Disney, Universal, like a lot of Asian parks and a lot of European parks. Yeah, I really just classified it like that, by me. So these coasters are going to be pretty cool. And this time I'm talking from personal experience. I actually rode Gringotts and it was very good, so don't yell at me on r/rollercoasterjerk again.
No.
Now when we talk about dark rides in general, a lot of coaster enthusiasts don't like them, like at all. But when you make it a credit, we all suddenly have wet dreams over them. Like if Mission Ferrari was an inverting trackless dark ride, I have no idea how that would work, no one would really care about it. But since it's an inverting coaster dark ride, we all love it. The logic makes literally 0 sense, but a credit is a credit, and we aren't asking for someone's child this time, so it's better in the long run. Now that I exposed why old men want your child at a theme park, let's talk about why these coasters are so good. Of course, your boring everyday dark ride isn't that fun. It's not thrilling, it's not intense, it's boring, and if I wanted to go look at some good scenery, I could just slap on a VR headset. Wrong. Introducing the SFX coaster. It can go upside down, you can do a twirly whirly, it can launch, and it can simulate you dropping into a bottle of syrup. It really can do anything you want it to. That's the amazing thing. I mean, look at Mission Ferrari. It has a corkscrew and another indoor inversion while doing something that the average coaster cannot do, and that is theming. SFX coasters really bring you into all the action. They can move through physical sets like your average Disney dark ride, they can put you up into those blurry ass screens like your average Universal ride, and they can hurl you around random places outdoors like your average Six Flags ride, and then they have the reliability of an average Intamin ride. I don't know about the last one, Mission Ferrari was delayed, but it hasn't broken down much since it opened. You will see. But the fact that you can interact with physical sets or screens, or all of the above, really makes it a major contender for storytelling. In my personal opinion, theming Mission Ferrari to cars was pretty cool, and everything meshes together nicely with the physical animatronics and some good old-fashioned screens. Beyond the screens, there are these wonderful things called tricks. These are what you interact with the screens in physical sets in quite the perfect way. These tricks can range from drop tracks to tilt tracks to backward sections to rotating cars. Heck, you can probably even have a inverting 180-degree rotation track. Dynamic Attractions and Intamin are definitely both up to the challenge, and it shows the promising future of these coasters. The fact that you could tilt and turn with these screens and then be slammed into a thrilling section shows how story-driven these elements are and the diversity of these models. Another highlighting thing, at least with the Dynamic Attractions SFX coasters, is the LSM launches. I have no idea if these are punchy or just quick transitions to the next section, but Dynamic is using LSMs left and right. Of course, there's going to be a range from powerful to non-powerful. For example, the outdoor segment on Mission Ferrari needs a lot of speed, but a quick, short coaster segment from one set to the next does not. Mission Ferrari has 5 launches. That might be a bit over the top, but it's cool to see. Now, the big thing everyone is wondering is, are the coaster elements on these rides good? And frankly, they aren't. I mean, when you compare this to a RMC Hybrid or a B&M Giga coaster, no, it's nowhere close, but it still is a solid coaster. If it's well developed in the storyline and meshes with all the previous elements, the coaster sections are well deserved and add much more than you think into the dark ride. Sure, they aren't the part of that super intense cop chase on Mission Ferrari, and it kind of is a pause and transition in the storyline, but I have heard it rides pretty well. It's smooth and has the forces of a normal corkscrew, so does it blow away people's expectations? No, it doesn't, but it definitely meets people's expectations. What I am trying to say is these coaster sections don't make the dark ride. I mean, maybe it does, we have really only seen 2 of these come out, but the 2 that have, the outdoor sections are transitions in the storyline, it's a break at the slow pace, and it can be meshed together with the storyline, but it's really about getting to the next chapter of the book in a thrilling manner. Now you can get mad at me for all I want to say, but I thoroughly enjoy dark rides, maybe more than coasters. I love the storyline, the physical sets, and how the ride interacts with these physical sets. So yes, the SFX coasters are just glorified dark rides for me, and they might be for you too. But the story is more important than the vertical loop that they added or the tilt track. Unless there's like a 4.5 degree ejector airtime hill, I'm not really raving home about the coaster, I'm raving home about the complete experience. And for that, I am excited for this model. Now what does the future look like? It's decent enough, I guess. At least there's a market for these rides. We are seeing one added next year at Genting Skyworld in Malaysia. It was going to open this year, but it had some conflicts with licensing and Disney. I know, right? How cringe. But they came to a very reasonable agreement, and this SFX coaster will be a very solid addition, and above all, a solid experience. It is labeled to have 3 launches and 4 tricks, so expect a less action-paced coaster than Mission Ferrari, but a more trick-focused coaster. We don't know what the theme is going to be, but it at least tells us that there is quite a bright future for this model. I know only Disney and Universal realistically can afford this, but I can totally see Universal building one of these at their future Texas park or at PortAventura or at one of their 3 Orlando parks. In fact, I'm surprised there's not one of these in construction at Epic Universe right now. Time will tell if this coaster genre will grow, but I very much enjoy the experience, and I'm interested to see where the journey takes us. If these coasters are reliable, they have everything they need to be for a good long run, and I'm very grateful for that. That's all for today's video, guys. Let me know if you agree with my opinion in the comment section below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Good.